Good morning, I'm Isaiah Jacob. It was a tough night for both Ohio teams on the diamond. The Reds managed just one run in a 4-1 loss to the Pirates and will try to even the series this afternoon. First pitch is set for 1:40 with Chase Burns getting the ball for Cincinnati. You can hear pregame coverage beginning right here at the Fan at 1:10. The Guardians couldn't hold off Arizona, dropping a wild 12-8 game at Progressive Field. Parker Messick turned in 4 strong innings before the Diamondbacks exploded for 7 runs in the 7th inning. Cleveland gets another shot at Arizona this afternoon with first pitch at 1:40. Around Major League Baseball, the Dodgers continue to load up for another postseason run. LA is reportedly acquiring former Cy Young winner Tariq Skubal from the Tigers in one of the biggest deadline deals of the year. Detroit receives a package centered around top outfield prospect Zaire Hope, while the Dodgers add one of baseball's premier left-handed starters as they chase a 3rd straight World Series appearance.
Live and local, it's time for Fan Sports Sunday. If the weekend is a big desert for sports talk, think of this show as an oasis.
Yes, here we go.
Come drink from our pool of hot takes as you quench your thirst with. I thought I was going somewhere, but I'm not. So let's just start the show.
All right, any calendar that I have ever looked at has the week starting on Sunday.
Yes.
On the far left, the first day of the week, because we read left to right as a society, is Sunday.
Yes.
So this is the beginning today of the first week of actual football.
Yes.
Well, last week we can give NFL training camp a little bit of love there.
Right.
But this week we have the Hall of Fame game in the preseason. That is going to be, I believe, Thursday night. And then we got college football training camp taking place this week with the Buckeyes, and we'll have shows all the way out there. Colbar team is Dylan Gonzalez, Isaiah Jacob is your combination today. So this is the start of football season. The dust has settled on the media days and the talking. Well, I'm not that much of a preseason NFL guy because I want the games to matter. But, it's something. The training camp is something. It gives us a little bit more to talk about. So it's kind of like meeting us halfway, because I need games in the worst way. And so we're getting there soon. The NFL season will begin, I believe, it's a Wednesday, September 9th, something like that.
Ugh.
And then we'll get, that would check out, because I think week 1 in college football is going to be September 5th. We'll have some obscure week 0 games between teams from conferences. I think like North Carolina, TCU's in Dublin, Ireland.
Yep, that's the I would guess the main in quotation marks.
So
week 0 game because Bill Belichick's in it, I guess.
And well, I mean, week 0's got a bunch of obscure games anyway. I say a bunch, it's like 7. So it's like it's not that many.
Was Farmageddon last year? Remember Farmageddon? Kansas State and
Iowa State. That was in Dublin,
0?
Ireland. Yes.
That was weird.
That was the best game of the weekend, and it wasn't a good game.
2 ranked teams. It was rainy and it was sloppy.
Yes, and
from what I recall.
I'm fine with the NFL going international. College football should never be played outside of U.S. soil. If it was for me, there would be no neutral site college football games except for in the playoff. But that's just me.
Yeah, and then the neutral site games in college football aren't even neutral site.
Like when Georgia plays in Atlanta. Ooh, that's so neutral. Exactly.
Or Auburn, or like any of those. Some of the ones that jump out to me from what I can remember. One of the biggest ones, because they got one in Jerry World just about every year. At least they used to. Maybe they still do. But remember when LSU and Oregon, that was like a number 3 versus number 4 in 2011? It's like, okay, Oregon went to Dallas and Baton Rouge went to Dallas. Like, which one do you think is a closer commute?
Right.
Or you had Washington and Auburn play in Atlanta. And then you also had the next year Oregon and Auburn play in Atlanta. It's like, well, Auburn going to Atlanta is a little different than 2 Pacific Northwest teams going to Atlanta. Right. So, the neutral site games in college football aren't even that neutral to begin with.
Yeah, I just think they're meant to be played on college campuses. That's it for me. Like, I think it's just a better experience. It's probably a better experience for the fans at the game.
Yeah, it's fine. But I don't know. It's what we got. We understand what it is. This show has a reputation in the YouTube chat for being overly negative sometimes. I'm giving the football calendar this. Training camps, preseason games, they're at least meeting us halfway. I'm not going to crap all over that too much. Again, I'm still waiting for the games to really count, but they're meeting us halfway. We're getting there slowly but surely. Football season is almost here. And depending on how you look at it, you could say that this is the beginning of football. This show is the beginning of football season because this week it's really getting going. But we did wrap up with the whole debate show that we had, the crossfire between the SEC and the Big Ten.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys help me. I was trying to figure out, when did this whole SEC versus Big Ten rivalry start? Can either of you answer that question?
I don't know if I know the answer to that, but just thinking about it when you just asked it, for me, it might be when Ohio State started losing national championship games to the SEC back in 06, 07.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then that's when like the SEC really popped off. I think what the heyday for the SEC is, it's probably 06 to 2021, I believe, is when they last won a national championship, or 2022, one of those years. So around.
Yeah, Georgia went back-to-back 21-22.
Yeah. So 06 to 2022 to me is like the heyday of the SEC and when the Midwest started hating the SEC. So 06 is my official answer.
That's your stamp.
I'm kind of in the same boat because the SEC wasn't great until the past 20 years. I'm looking back at the early 2000s, Oklahoma, Miami
and USC.
Yep, Ohio State, LSU gets a championship 2003, USC, Texas, Florida in 06 is when it really started.
That was the run of like 8 up until 2013 when Florida State beat Auburn.
Yeah.
So I would say probably 06 when Florida beat Ohio State.
Well, actually, that brings up a different topic. Do you guys consider Southeastern non-SEC teams as like a part of the culture? Basically,
like Clemson,
Clemson, Florida State, and Miami. Does that count as SEC country? You know, like SEC adjacent in this geographical warfare.
Clemson, kinda. The Florida schools.
Why? Just because Dabo has an accent?
Mate, he's an Alabama guy. Just the Florida is a whole different world, man. I don't think any of the people down there associate themselves with the state of Florida.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Even though Florida's in the SEC and in Florida.
It's crazy because Florida is very, very south.
Yes.
I do not consider Florida the South.
I agree with you. Yeah.
It's got a whole different culture down there.
Its own
when
crazy
I think of
people.
Yeah. Look, when I think of the South, I think of like Bible Belt.
Yes.
Like Mississippi, Alabama.
Yep.
You know.
Me too. Louisiana. That's
right.
the South.
So I think you two hit it on the head because I was going off the top of my head and I was reminded, not by anything in particular, but just thinking about this conversation of like, when did this all start? The first thing that I thought of was the Ohio State-Florida National Championship game, 41-14. Ted Ginn gets hurt. Yeah, you all know the story. I remembered the post-game interview. Reggie Nelson was a safety for Florida. He played for the Bengals a little bit. He was a first-round draft pick, I believe, in 07. But Reggie Nelson did an on-field interview. He was one of the big-name guys on the Florida defense. And I remember him kind of starting to put that into the atmosphere about have we all heard the term SEC speed?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to hear it a couple times in this soundbite. Florida just beat Ohio State in the national championship, and these are the talking points that Florida star defensive back Reggie Nelson is talking about in postgame.
How was this defense able to stifle Ohio State's offense?
Oh, man, they big up front. You know, the SEC is too fast for, the Big Ten and stuff. So our front seven played awesome tonight, and all the credit goes to them, including all my picks that I got this year. They played good all year. So everybody in the front seven got all my credit.
Troy Smith was without Ted Ginn much of the game. How did that affect what he wanted to do?
Oh, man, I think with Ted Ginn, that changed up their game plan a lot, and that really hurt them. But that was the main key of the game coming in, just trying to keep Ted Ginn under control and stuff, because with his speed, he should have been playing the SEC anyway. So, we just had to come out and play ball.
Okay, so the SEC versus Big Ten comparisons at least started right there.
Right.
I got to imagine, as I'm retroactively trying to remember what was going on in, football culture when I was 7 years old. So forgive me if I don't have it all together. But I think, pulling up that is good enough. But there had to have been a conversation leading up to that. Like, I don't know, because it is like a fan thing too. Because the SEC and the Big Ten don't play each other that often.
Right. I think that this had to be, and maybe some of are. How old was I? And I was 14, so I was barely in high school. So I think I have a little bit more of a grasp of what's going on then, but still not as much as someone who was 10 or 20 years older than I am. But because like Isaiah pointed out, the teams that were winning the national championships back then, it was pretty spread out.
Mm-hmm.
And
because the year before would have been Texas.
Yes.
And then
who
USC.
was in the Big 12 at the time, which I'm sure most people remember. But as a reminder, they were not an SEC team back then.
Right. And they played USC, was a Pac-10 team at the time.
Yeah. So to me, that's when it started. And the hate comes from the success. People can say that's not what it is, but if they do all that talk and don't have the ability to back it up, then I feel like you just dismiss them and you just brush it off. But because they talk like that, and how many in a row did they win? 7 or 8?
8, I believe.
And then a good amount of them for the next 16, 17 years.
No, 7.
It's like, that's why the country hates the SEC, but I feel like the hate has shifted towards now they're delusional and they think we're still in 2006 and we're not.
I'm going to interrupt Isaiah, who's actively fact-checking me. Did you grow up envious of the SEC?
Grow up envious?
Yes.
No.
I wouldn't say envious.
Did you grow up bitter?
I've never liked the SEC. Yes, since I was a child. So I would say my football watching days have all been since the SEC and Big Ten have been feuding because we're all the similar age. 06 was when it started. That's really when my prime days started.
See, this is the thing. The Big Ten and the SEC, and it's hit a different fever pitch now because, like, the coaches are in on it. That's something that I don't really remember. I know for a fact that Ohio State fans have definitely been in on this whole beef with the SEC forever. But my question is, too, and we'll kind of throw it to break on this and come back and rap about it a little bit, but is it actually the Big Ten versus the SEC, or is it like 2 teams versus 5? Because I don't, and you guys, if you guys have any information on this that I don't, then please let me know. But like, do Wisconsin fans beef with Arkansas fans?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. So anyway, regardless, we did have some dueling back and forth from some names and faces that you know on both sides in the SEC and the Big Ten, and we'll kind of play what they had to say about it, and we'll grade their performance in this rivalry that I think is very, very local to here, and then like 5 other cities in the SEC. Actually, you know what? I bet you the bottom feeders in the SEC probably, stick their chest out on behalf. So this weird conference battle that's going on did hit a bit of a crescendo this week, so we'll talk about that next. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile. Goal!
Here's to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com. Price guarantee on talk, text, and 5G data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with 0 experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Common Man and Timmy here for our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Mikey, there's so much fun this month. It's just fantastic.
We've got Sun-Kissed Summer Saturday drawings where you can win up to $500 in pen cash, plus all-you-can-eat crab legs still going on.
You mean the Canadian snow crab legs, corn on the cob, and Hawaiian rolls every Tuesday?
Of course. Plus the last Saturday in the month, play the Queen's Gamble for a chance to win up to $5,000 in pen cash.
5,000? Must be 21 to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
I'm Kathy McPhee. Animals have always had my heart, and that is why I'm a proud supporter of American Humane Society. Over the years, I have filled my home with rescue pets. I adopted my sweet Wilma as a senior dog. Some of my most cherished memories are with her. American Humane Society has been protecting animals for 150 years. Your support can save lives. Join us in helping animals in need at AmericanHumane.org.
Day one, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Get Eco.
ECO.
I'm Aaron Gaynor for Eco Plumbers, Electricians, and HVAC Technicians.
And I'm Jerry.
At Eco, if you call us to repair your air conditioner and then decide to replace it a few years later, we'll give you back the money you paid us to repair it, up to $1,500.
Wait, we're giving money back now?
It's like a few extra years from your air conditioner. On us.
Get Eco.
ECO.
So, Aaron, I'm no businessman.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I invented the MP1 and the MP2, and you know how far those got me.
I know.
But how can we give people back the money they paid to repair their AC when they replace it with us later?
I put the money in a piggy bank.
A real piggy bank?
Get Eco.
ECO.
Okay, it's a bank.
That makes sense.
I mean, it is $1,500.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco Plumbers, Electricians, and HVAC Technicians. Visit GetEco.com.
Saving money on everything for your next project. Now at Menards. Menards has a huge selection of bagged concrete and mortar mixes. Whether you're pouring a walkway, concrete slab, or setting a post, we have the right product at the best price to complete your project. Shop our entire selection of concrete mixes and supplies in-store and on Menards.com. Plus, check out the weekly flyer for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Thank you for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make room for possibilities.
We've loaded the moving van and we're leaving a ton of stuff at our old address. Can you make it disappear?
All you have to do is point.
Can you come right now?
We're on our way.
We make space for hope.
We make space for dreams.
We make space for what matters.
We are 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Let us make room for your possibilities.
We can make your house happier.
And your future brighter.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Bobby Carpenter was voted Best Talk Radio Personality by Columbus Monthly Readers. Catch Bobby daily on Morning Chew, 6 to 8 a.m. on the Fan's YouTube channel, the Fan app, and on demand on the 10 TV streaming app. Oh, and Tito's there too. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly sunny skies today, highs right around the low 80s. Come later this afternoon, though, you will see cloudier skies, lows right around 66 degrees tonight. But for Monday morning, partly sunny, highs in the mid to low 80s. It's going to feel quite nice out there for your Monday, but we do have humidity on the increase starting today. I'm your 10 weather impact meteorologist, Lily Aldridge, with 97.1 The Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, the grenades have been fired. North to south, south to north. I guess it started south to north because SEC had their media days a week ahead of time. So, I don't know. John Sumrall, who is now the coach at Florida, he had one where he said growing up, there were 3 conferences, the AFC, the NFC, and the SEC. So he had one of those. I don't know if that was a direct slight at the Big Ten. I don't think it was, but that was something that Big Ten fans were obviously like rolling their eyes about. John Sumrall, by the way, who I don't believe has coached a down in the SEC yet because he was at Tulane last year. I think he was the guy who said that he had 2 jobs and 2 phones and all that stuff because he was coaching Tulane and Florida.
In the playoff.
Yeah, and Florida simultaneously. Credit to him for that, by the way. Instead of just, hightailing it out of there, his first opportunity, like somebody who we're about to play in a second. But one of the sound bites that really had people rolling their eyes, particularly up here, was Lane Kiffin. Because you know what? I've never actually, to my recollection, I had never heard anybody actually argue that an SEC 9-3 is better than anyone else's 11-1. I had only heard like Big Ten fans make that argument, like mocking the SEC. But I'm like, do SEC people actually say that? Well, it turns out that's exactly what they say.
I just think that it's going to cause issues that we've already seen until we can get to a world where people can actually look at teams and say that team that is 9-3 with their schedule is a better team than that 11-1 in a different conference, which now I think we aren't even close to doing that. I think it causes a problem.
All right, Sleuths, whose voice was that?
Lane Kiffin.
Thank you. That was just a pop quiz. But yeah, so Lane Kiffin did say that an SEC 9-3 needs to be treated like other conferences 11-1. And obviously that's going to generate an eye roll from everybody. Now, you guys tell me, I don't think he was talking about the Big Ten.
No, and I'm not even completely against what he said, but at some point it has to be about the results on the field. I think a lot of their argument is like, oh, we have some of the best talented rosters. Well, if that's the case, let's just bypass the regular season and go straight to the playoff. If we just want to put the quote best teams in the playoff and not look at records, like I'm not totally about looking at the loss column. Like, for example, like Indiana 2 years ago, we don't know how good they were actually. They beat up on a bunch of bad teams, and then they played two good teams, Ohio State and Notre Dame, and lost to both of them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure how good that Indiana team was. Obviously, last year's team was, in my opinion, one of the greatest teams of all time to go 16-0 in a gauntlet and win the national championship. But I get his point to an extent. But at some point, it has to be about wins and losses.
I have mixed feelings about what you're saying about the Indiana thing right now. But I in the general point, yeah. But the tough part about it is that not all conferences are created equal. So I think that he was talking about the Big 12 and the ACC.
Yes, for sure.
In those examples. And this is also a question that I wanted to ask you guys about, like, how do you fairly judge what is the best conference? Because it is now becoming in vogue to make the argument, if you're a Big Ten fan, that, well, the Big Ten has won the past 3 championships, so the Big Ten is clearly the better conference than the SEC. And then the SEC fans will make the argument, well, our middle is better than your middle. So, you know, on average, or if you go by the median, whatever stat you want to use, so it's like there are a million. We do this in like radio sometimes. It's like you can make any show seem like the number one show ever, depending on which stat you use. So it's like, you know, how do you want to craft your argument? And my thing is, okay, Miami was in the game with Indiana. And so there's a very realistic possibility that Miami would have beaten Indiana. If that was the case, would anybody have been arguing that the ACC is the best conference because they're taking over?
Nah.
No.
But it's the 3 in a row thing.
Yes.
Just like
100%.
Because here's what people hate about the SEC. They're moving the goalpost because they were like we talked about, their dominant run from 06 to like 2013 and then even further like 06 to 2022. Their argument was we win the national championship pretty much every year. And as soon as they stopped winning national championships, they moved the goalpost and were like, oh, yeah, we have more playoff teams than anybody else.
Okay, that's a really good point. I didn't think of it like that. That is a very, very good point. And that would be frustrating for Big Ten fans.
Yes, because to me, it's like, okay, the SEC got 5 teams in last year, but the Big Ten had Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon, and Oregon and Indiana won playoff games, yeah, and then they played each other in the second round. And Nick Saban, I don't know if you wanted to play this, but he was like, oh, we play each other in the SEC, and that's why, like, yeah, the Big Ten played each other in the playoff too. Like, when you become a conference like a Big Ten in the SEC and you get multiple teams in, guess what, Nick? At some point, if they're good, they're going to play each other. What are we supposed to do? Reseed it every week so we avoid SEC teams playing SEC teams in the playoffs? And you know what else? They play each other, so guess what? At least one of your teams is moving on. So there's pros and cons to playing each other in the playoffs.
It's a wash. It's a zero-sum game.
Yeah. So, but it's like last year, the Big Ten had 3 of the top 5 teams going into the playoffs, and the SEC had 5 of the top 10? 9? It's like, okay, it's like, 5 of the top 9. So it's like, okay, Would you rather have 3 of the top 5 or 5 of the top 9? I feel like that's pretty similar.
Exactly. Okay, so this is what I think this is what you were alluding to, because I just looked up Nick Saban in the system just to see what we have, and here's him. Apparently, national championships do not make you the best conference. I don't know what he's going to say, so let's find out.
Whoever wins a national championship doesn't define who has the best conference. I think the best conference gets defined by how many good teams do you have from top to bottom, and I think the SEC has a lot of good teams from top to bottom. I do think that the Big Ten has had 3 really, really good football teams. I mean, Michigan had a great team, beat us in overtime in the playoffs, 3 years ago. Ohio State, Indiana, they had really, really good teams. We continued last year. We had 5 teams in the playoffs, as an SEC conference, which says that there's, pretty good depth in this league. And a couple other teams, Vanderbilt and Texas, could have got in. So there's a lot of good teams in the SEC. I think every coach is trying to get his team to play at the highest level possible and hopefully get the best results possible. And if that leads to a championship, that's the ultimate goal. But I don't think they feel pressure just because somebody else won a couple championships.
Yeah, it's like what you were saying. Yeah. It's like anybody can craft the argument however they see fit, because there are a million different ways to argue it.
Yeah. And I mean, there was another clip in there that he basically said just that they play each other and yada, yada, yada. And I see that you have the Laura Rutledge audio that you wanted to play.
Sure.
Just play it. I don't want to explain it.
Okay.
Just listen to
I think one of the reasons why the SEC maybe has not advanced as far in the playoff as some SEC fans would like to see is because the competition within the league is so difficult that 9 games of craziness week in and week out. Little different than other parts, other conferences. I'm not dissing on the Big Ten.
They cannibalize each other.
Right.
Yeah,
and so
they
by the time they get to the end, there's not many left. For one, they eliminate each other, but furthermore, they're gassed. They're injured. They have issues. I'm not making excuses. I'm just pointing out facts because you were pointing out facts. And then
no, we're all gassed. I don't even know if you can't get gassed.
Okay, but the other thing I would like to point out is look at the NFL draft and how many players come out of the SEC.
Sure. I loved Pat's sarcasm to her, because what are we talking about? Like I said, they moved the goalpost. Before it was, the teams they play at the tough gauntlet of the SEC, they're ready for postseason play. And now since they haven't won one in 4 years, it's like, oh, yeah, they beat up on each other, they injure each other, and they're gassed, and they eliminate each other at the end of the season. It's just the constant moving of goalposts with them.
That's like the dumbest clip I've ever heard, I think.
That's bad. And you know what? I feel like America was kind of starting to admire her. She had like 2 good moments last year. Like, remember the one where she did the halftime interview and then ran
over
across
to
the field and did, like, people were starting to like her. And then she comes out and says this stupid crap.
Like, what do injuries have to do with better teams? Yeah. Are you more likely to get injured if both teams are really good versus or less likely versus both teams being really bad? Like, are they that much?
Right.
Are the SEC players, are they that much stronger?
Yes.
Are they the true strength to injure someone else? Like, that seems so, like, maybe someone would believe that in like 1973, but not now.
Also,
I don't think there was much statistical data that went into that opinion. I think that was just coming up with.
I would have liked her to point out what are the big time injuries that each SEC playoff team had that caused them to not win in the playoffs.
They're just so worn out.
Yeah, they're just tired, I guess.
No, she was being...
And you know what? She's a Florida alum.
Yeah.
She does a lot of stuff on SEC Network, so let her live, I guess.
Okay, but that's the okay, I think that's more Florida alum speaking than SEC Network. I have really not bought this whole thing that people here like to talk about, that like that ESPN has just always been the SEC Network.
I think it's over-exaggerated a little bit.
I think it's tremendously over-exaggerated, because I have largely in my life believed that the SEC is just flat out better. And here's why. You know what? We're due for a commercial break, but we'll be back in 2 minutes. I will explain to you why I have believed for the majority of my life, reasonably so, that the SEC has been justifiably the best conference. I'm not saying they are right now, because tides are turning a little bit, but the whole ESPN is just a branch of the SEC, I think that's been overrated. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about some of the Big Ten responses. Brett Bielema responded, Kurt Cignetti responded. We'll play those responses next as well on 97.1 The Fan.
Men, if your energy is down, your workouts aren't producing results, you're gaining stubborn weight, losing muscle, sleeping poorly, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, it may be more than just aging. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. Our low T and body composition treatments are designed to help men regain energy, improve focus, sleep better, build lean muscle, reduce unwanted fat, and restore confidence both in and out of the gym. At Tri-State Men's Health, we specialize in helping men optimize their health, performance, and vitality. Using personalized medical treatments tailored to your health and goals, many men begin noticing improvements in energy, mental clarity, recovery, motivation, libido, and overall body composition within just a few weeks. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, PSA and T-test, and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Cash, moolah, greenbacks dough, Skrilla chips, bread and mo. 2, 5, 10 and 20, 30 big ones, games aplenty. Cheddar, butter, loot and scratch, find the letters, make the match, cause there's many words for cash, no doubt, many ways to play cash word. Check 'em out. Cash word from Ohio Lottery. It's game time, yo. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions in prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio law and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
When you can't see, you can't react. Too many railroad crossings have deadly sight obstructions that block drivers' views of oncoming trains. When you can't see the train, you can't react in time. These tragedies are preventable. Clearing vegetation and installing gates saves lives. Report bad railroad crossings at angelsontrack.org. That's angelsontrack.org. Because bad crossings kill good drivers. Sponsored by Angels on Track, aired by OAB and this station.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
I'm not saying now, but I'm saying throughout the majority of my life.
Which you're how old?
27.
Yes. Remind the people.
Yes, that's worth mentioning. Born in 99. So the SEC reign of dominance that began in 2006, I would have been 7. So, yeah, that would be the majority of my life where the SEC has been the dominant conference. And here's why. It's an easy explanation to me. And no one's going to argue. You could have the most staunch Big Ten fan, which those don't exist. I don't know. The people who root for conferences confuse me sometimes.
It happens more down there than it does up here.
Yeah. Conference pride, I've never been big on that. Easy to say as a Notre Dame fan. I don't even have a conference. So maybe that has a little bit to do with it. But no one's going to argue with this. Even the most staunch Buckeye fan is not going to argue with what I'm about to say. Isaiah's not going to argue with what I'm about to say. It's been this simple. The best high school football states are in the Southeast. That's why they've had better players for the majority of my life.
I mean,
Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Texas.
Well, Texas just got to the party.
Yeah,
but like California and Texas, like
Louisiana,
they would beg to differ. Like, hey, there's some good high school football being played down there.
Yeah, California for sure.
But to your point,
in terms of like collectively,
yeah,
the Southeast.
To your point, when Urban got here, and it felt like I feel like people would say that Ohio State.
Yep, you're about to make a great point.
Started competing on a national level a lot more consistently when Urban got here.
When they started recruiting on a national
Florida
level?
and Texas, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep, a lot of
Funny
recruits
how
from
that
Florida.
works.
And Tress did recruit Florida. I'm not saying that he didn't. But yeah, it was more national when Urban got
here. We can name them on one hand. Santonio Holmes, name a second.
Right.
I'm sure there was a second. I just can't name them.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, you do have a valid point that once the Buckeyes started coming from different states, and they're still mostly from Ohio, but not in a way that they were when Tress was here.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. If you went Ohio versus the field back in the day, Ohio would have beat the field. Now, Ohio is still the number 1 state, but it would not beat the field.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
So it's like, if you go back to the 2006 Ohio State-Michigan game, I remember seeing just the way that ABC had the graphics for when they introduced the starting lineups. It is almost an entirely Ohio lineup that Ohio State was trotting out. And a lot of teams could have said that just because that's how recruiting was in 2006. it was very, very regional in a different way, in a way that's different than now. Part of that is just tradition and how things were then versus now. Part of it is probably the renaissance of technology where you can kind of put yourself in front of more coaches more easily.
Yeah, the world has gotten a lot smaller in that time.
Recruiting websites are way more popular, so you can research recruits instead of having to do it the old-fashioned way of just word of mouth. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense as to why recruiting would have been more regional back in the day than now. And who's going to argue that? And so if you can get down with me on that point, that recruiting was more national, recruiting is more national now than it used to be, then if you can also agree with me that the southeastern United States have better high school football than any other region, then go figure they had all the best players.
Right.
So that's why the majority of my life, the SEC, I've always been like, yeah, it makes perfect sense why they're the best conference, because they have the best high school players. And so go figure, they turn into the best college players who turn into the best draft prospects. Like, yeah. And that's why I never really bought the argument that ESPN was just kowtowing toward the SEC for my entire life. Again, different story now. In the audio that we just played from Laura Rutledge, I think is more of the Florida Gator in her. And she and Pat McAfee had a little bit of there was a little bit of humor in that back and forth that they were kind of throwing jabs at one another. But so I don't think that was, SEC Network Laura Rutledge going up there and, tap dancing for the company.
I think they do it a little more now than they used to, but I've been hearing this argument for at least 10 years. And my argument is that they do it for Ohio State too. It's not Ohio State has its own network. It's called Fox. Yeah.
Go look at any of their social content. It's all Buckeyes all the time.
And then people, because like when the playoff first came to be, Ohio State has gotten the benefit of the doubt when it comes to making the CFP more than anybody else. Like there's been at least 2 times that I can think of that you could argue that they shouldn't have made the playoff, and they did, including when they won the national championship in 2014. Like I'm not saying they shouldn't have made it, and then
they shouldn't have.
And then also the year that they lost.
I mean, they won, so they're justified in it,
right?
So that if you win it all, then okay,
right? But, and like I think it took all of 59-0 in the Big Ten championship game to convince the committee, and the fact that the Big 12 couldn't determine who their champion was between Baylor and TCU.
That was the problem.
Yes.
TCU won by 52. I think they beat Iowa State 55-3, and they dropped from 3 to 6 in the rankings.
Yeah. So I think Ohio State gets the benefit of the doubt. So that's why I never want to hear it from Ohio State fans about the bias towards the SEC, because Ohio State gets plenty of bias in its own right.
There was one year where Alabama and Ohio State were really like neck and I forget which year this was. I genius Isaiah over there might know this. But Alabama and Ohio State were fighting for 4 versus 5. And
Bama got in.
Bama got
won the national championship.
Ohio State oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, if I can't remember the year, maybe that's why I didn't know that they won the championship that year. But,
yeah, but
try 2017.
Yeah, it would have been when Bryce Young was there.
No, this would have been before that. For sure before. 2017. Would this have been the Iowa year?
2017, Alabama lost to Clemson, 35-31.
No. Okay. So Kelly Bryant would have... Oh, okay, 18. Because I'm going off because they beat Clemson. Clemson would have been number 1. Alabama would have been number 4. So that would have been Purdue. That's the game that did it.
Yeah.
Purdue. So that was the game. I think Ohio State would have gone 11-1 that year, and then they had the 62-39 against Michigan. And so if I recall correctly, that was the only loss of the Dwayne Haskins season.
Was Purdue?
Yeah.
That sounds right to me.
Okay, so that was a 4 versus 5, Alabama versus Ohio State. Who's going to get in? And Ohio State was left out. And I really thought that Ohio State was going to get in that time. I did.
Yeah,
I can't recall what Alabama's resume was, and not that we need to get that much into it, but just to your point about Ohio State getting the benefit of the doubt. I'm just pulling up one time where I was actually kind of surprised Ohio State didn't get in that year.
Let me ask you guys this. When people talk about the SEC versus the Big Ten and how the Big Ten has now started to surpass, as some are saying, the SEC, the argument of, well, of course the Big Ten is surpassing them now. The SEC can't pay players anymore. What are your thoughts on that argument when people claim the SEC was paying players when it wasn't allowed, and now that the playing field is now even, the Big Ten is able to surpass?
I think it's ridiculous to assume that the SEC was the only conference paying players.
Yes, I agree with that, but I think they were the biggest offenders. I'm all about that argument that Isaiah brought up. I do think that it has a lot to do with it. Like, the northern schools have more, I guess, legal money than the southern schools do now, and I don't think it's a coincidence that that's when the tide turned, or around when the tide turned.
Well, this actually, what you just said bolsters my argument, is that now, in a weird way, as academics seem to mean less and less and less in college sports, which we've discussed this many times, I do not care about the academics of the players. I'm really just interested in watching them play football, so they can do whatever they want. But, like, real talk, in a weird way, because you remember back in the day when like they would spotlight a player and they would like have his major on there, like, and I'm like, who cares about his major? Like, what's the big deal? And now they would never do that, but it's kind of reverse engineered itself, where the way to build a successful football program is to have a really good academic institution that raises a bunch of future CEOs with a bunch of civic pride who want to go back once they're Cody Campbell this thing.
Yeah.
Once they're rich and they're and they're CEOs, then they come back to school to just fuel the football program. And so the competition has gone back to the classroom.
That's an interesting point. I've been kind of anti-Indiana on them being able to do it again this year, but I'm starting to talk myself out of it because of the Mark Cuban factor. Like, I feel like they're going to be steady because I don't think people can fathom how rich Mark Cuban is. Like, when he goes on the set of Shark Tank, he's around a bunch of rich people, and his net worth is more than all of theirs combined.
He dwarfs them.
Yes. Combined, yes.
Yes.
And
they're not even close. Those are a bunch of people who are worth like $150 million.
Right.
That's really successful.
Yes.
You need about like 40 of them.
Right.
To get to where he's at.
Exactly. And he pretty much came out earlier this offseason and basically said that they hit him up and they were like, we need this quarterback out of Cal. And he wrote the check that got them Fernando Mendoza. And I'm sure there's going to be times in the future that he does it again.
And for IU, too, they utilized NIL as far as the transfer portal goes, but they didn't have the most expensive roster. Like, when people say they are the foundation of NIL or the transfer portal era, like, yeah, they got a lot of transfers, but do you think they spent more money last year than Ohio State did? No chance.
No, last year.
No.
And I'd say, like, the Ole Misses of the world. Like, Lane Kiffin had a full starting lineup, offense and defense, of transfers before, like, right out the chute.
Miami has gone and paid one of the top quarterbacks in the transfer portal every single year since NIL's been a thing.
And they'll do it again next year.
Yeah.
This year's Darian Mensah, and next year, who knows?
Yeah. So, I mean, they're kind of, I feel like last year they got Carson Beck, which, say what you want about him. They got to the national championship game, but Oregon is another team that I feel like utilizes NIL probably better than
Texas
Indiana
A&M.
does. Yes.
Who remembers their recruiting class for the first year of 22?
Yeah.
And then all those guys transferred after like a year or two. Once they had the opportunity to go elsewhere, they did.
Yeah. But I think, just like in professional sports, like, look at the Mets. The Mets have the highest payroll in baseball, and they stink. Like, just because you have the money, you still need people that are smart enough to know how to spend it. And I think Indiana has a good combination of both right now.
I'm trying so hard to find the drop that I'm looking for.
The Mets have the highest salary in baseball, and they lose all the time.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah. He just said that like a week ago. I'm like, wow, you're taking your cues from him. All right, next up. What does that mean? Next up, I can't wait to talk about this guy because I know Dylan hates him, and I think Isaiah's got a lot of mixed feelings about him, which means we're going to have a fun segment coming up next. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but You've accepted that. The Fan.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
We're the friendly board certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
We're the heavyweight champions of the world when it comes to knocking out the pests you don't want in your backyard this year.
We float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Most bees aren't aggressive at all, so don't tarnish their title.
You're right. Yellow jackets, hornets, and paper wasps are the ones who really need a 1-2 punch.
Exactly. Give a KO punch to the pest.
Call Rose Pest Solutions today.
800-966-ROSE.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
Common Man and Timmy has been voted the dumbest show in America.
What size pant are you in?
That's a Puma pants, and you know that it's wrong.
It's a 38.
Here's a comment from a real listener. I just started listening to the stupid show. It's minimal sports discussion with large amounts of absolute nonsense.
Why don't you just put on a sundress and sashay around the town square?
Common Man and Timmy reaching new heights of stupid. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on The Fan, Ohio's nonsense destination.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit $39.95 down. Plus tax title first month's payment. 7,500 miles per year. Ends 8/3.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
State Fair food is getting smaller and pricier.
We'll have room for fried cookies.
Okay, you never overspend on food. What's your deal?
What's his deal? He went to Metro and got $450 in value on the new Samsung Galaxy A37 5G for free and no activation fees.
Free phone? Oh, sign me up.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only on Metro by T-Mobile.
For your number and activate $40 period plan. $450 based on device discount, waived activation fee. Not available if with Metro T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on, but if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
You've been diagnosed with COPD, but breathing seems to be getting harder. Everyday activities, walking to the mailbox, going up the stairs, talking on the phone, take more effort than they used to. Is this you? If your COPD symptoms are getting worse, there may be options that can help you breathe easier and get back to doing more of what matters to you. Visit the COPD Foundation website at isthisyoucopd.org to learn the signs of severe and worsening COPD and the right questions to ask next. Take action today. Breathe better tomorrow.
T-Bone and Tybus is sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
The fact of the matter is, if you would be competitive either, you got to have a wide mouth and a long throat. That's what you got to have, okay? Right. That's facts. I'm talking facts.
Mornings on The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Sunday.
We're at that point in the Baker Mayfield cycle again. Oh, man.
Hold on. Let me pull up the actual Baker Mayfield cycle so I have it for reference when we talk about him.
I can't.
Have you ever heard of the Baker Mayfield cycle?
Yes.
Or seen it on the internet?
A couple times.
It's my favorite thing to pull up. I just have it saved in my phone, but I need to save it again so it's closer in my recents when I need to pull it up.
I can't recite the cycle off the top of my head.
So here's the cycle.
Please.
Play like crap. Get criticized by the media. Underdog mentality.
That's where we're at.
Yes. Then it goes beat inferior opponent, call out the doubters, and then we go back to playing like crap and we start it again.
All right, so the story with Baker Mayfield all offseason long has been the idea that he would be the number one free agent quarterback on the market next season. And so usually, no, he would be.
Yeah, because good quarterbacks don't go on the free agent market. That's why. But I digress.
I was getting there. Yes, because usually how it goes in the NFL is that quarterbacks don't hit free agency because they get extended because their teams do whatever it takes to keep them.
Right.
So that was the story about Baker Mayfield. It's like, all right, so he's due for free agency. He would be the top free agent quarterback. So doesn't that mean that their team wants to keep them? So contract negotiations are now over for Baker Mayfield. So the Buccaneers could still tag him because he's never been tagged before. So I think he's still tag eligible.
That would be crazy if they did, but go on.
Well,
Kirk Cousins got tagged twice, so anything could happen.
Yes, he did by Washington. So Baker Mayfield has made it very clear. He set a deadline, and gosh, is this the most Baker thing ever or what? He set a deadline, and it was a hard deadline. And I give him credit for this because, people talk tough all the time and say stuff, but he's like, look, man, here's the date. We're going to do it like this. And he's saying, I'm not going to fold. Negotiations are over. Like, you can't just put a contract in front of my face and I'm going to sign it because I'm setting this deadline. And after this, I'm focusing on football and I'll worry about it after the season. Right. So here's Baker at training camp this week. I'm so glad that we got training camp stuff because everybody's doing press conferences everywhere. So we have so much audio to play.
Right.
So here we go. Baker Mayfield is making it very clear. He's drawing a line in the sand.
I've told you guys I've been pretty upfront and honest about my feelings about Tampa. It being home for now our family. We're raising kids here. We love it here. I wanted the deal done and set the deadline and told them it was going to be all ball after that. And I did mean that. And I don't know if they thought I was just going to take some of the offers that they gave, but I'm at the point of my career and understanding what I've brought to this franchise. One, I'm very, very thankful for the chance they gave me. Do not get me wrong on that. But I've also I really know what I've brought to this franchise, leadership-wise, and even play-wise. It's been some of the best years of my career, and I think it's only going to trend upwards, just being comfortable and feeling that. So disappointing in that regard to not have, to feel disrespected a little bit. And that's really the disappointing part, to feel undervalued after, thinking you've earned it. This is not a poor me thing. There's a lot of other people that have it way worse off, but I can sit here and look at other quarterbacks and peers and evaluate myself based on that and put myself in certain categories that I deserve to be compensated for that. And I think I'm a franchise quarterback. I've been told I'm a franchise quarterback. It's been said publicly from ownership down here. And so to not have a deal done is very disappointing. But I said the deadline was a deadline, and I addressed the team to let them know I meant that. It's all ball. I'm with these guys. It's disappointing to say the least, but it's all ball here, and I know I'm going to have a good year. I know this team, the things that we went through last year, put us in a good spot for this year. I'm excited about it. It's all ball from here. after today, like I'll answer a few more questions about the contract, but after today, I'm not answering anymore because I'm not negotiating anymore.
I hate this dude.
I can hear the chip on his shoulder rattling. The chip is there.
Here's the thing. So, yeah, they're going to say you're a franchise quarterback when they first trade, or did they sign him? Yeah, when they first sign you or whatnot. And then early in his career, early in his career in Tampa, they won a playoff game in the wild card round. And besides that, what justifies him as a franchise quarterback? What justifies him as someone who is being disrespected because they just won't give him the deal that he wants, whether he's griping over the years or the money? I don't get what Baker's done. I don't get the Baker bros. This dude has won 2 playoff games in his career, and they've both been in the wild card round. And then what? It gets followed by a season of mediocrity. They missed the playoffs last year because he played like ass for the whole month of December. Like, it's not solely on him, and they had injuries and stuff, but if he's as good as he thinks he is and as all his fans think he is, he should have been able to win, I don't know, the NFC South, the worst division in all of football, when they had the lead that they did early in the season. I don't understand where he gets off talking like this. I really don't. I don't get it. I need someone to explain it to me.
Feel free to hop in on this one. Who's your boy?
He is not my boy.
Or was.
At one point in time, Baker was my guy.
Dude, I could just picture 2018 Isaiah Jacob being the biggest Baker Mayfield
you were a Baker
jabron ever.
Oh, I loved Baker. The year that he led us to the playoffs, needless to say, that my favorite year in my Browns fandom. But I do not understand this from the Buccaneers, honestly. As someone whose team has gotten out of the Baker business, I mean, they're going to win how many games this year? 8, 9 games?
Yeah, the whole division sucks. They'll all probably be around the same 7, 8, 9 wins.
Have you been seeing that meme? My friends have been sending it where it's like it has all 4 NFC South logos, and they all have like one joint thought bubble of like, oh, we're winning the division. Everyone else is ass.
We're all going 9-8. All these teams are horrible. But if the Buccaneers, let's say they miss the playoffs, they win 8 games. Okay, they let Baker walk. Now what do you do?
I'm one of those people that I think NFL purgatory is the worst. Either suck or be in the playoffs.
Yep, I'm bored in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if you're gonna get the 10th through the 15th pick in the draft, you're doing nothing for your franchise because you have no shot of winning the Super Bowl because you're not even making the dance, and you have no shot of significantly improving your franchise through the draft by getting a top 10 player. So I'm one of those people that I'm like, either go hard or tank.
And in my mind, I think if they let Baker go and then they have to reset, who knows when you get back to 9 wins. But I'm a Browns fan, so I have a different viewpoint on that of being a team that let him go and then we've been bad.
And that's another thing. The reason why he's the people here that are still a fan of him is because the Browns' expectations are just barely off the ground. So the fact that he won a playoff game there, he is God to some people. But that's just because franchise stinks.
It's not just that, it's who they beat.
Okay, they beat the Steelers.
Yeah.
That
meant a lot to Browns fans.
That's how low the standards are, that they beat the Steelers. He was a part of a team that beat the Steelers in a playoff game, and therefore he can do no wrong.
I was dumbfounded watching that game.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly close either.
Now, I will throw my hat in the ring on this. And again, I've already stated that the likely outcome is a franchise tag. Now, you say they shouldn't do that. So if the Buccaneers were thinking like you, then that'd be good. Because I need a quarterback next year.
Or you want Baker to go to the Steelers. Here's what I want to see.
Yes, I do.
And normally, like, this is I don't want him to get like significantly hurt. But remember when he was about to become a free agent and he got hurt with the Browns and he played through it?
The labrum. Yeah.
I want to see him get hurt, learn from it, not play at all, and then him go back to the Browns. That's what I want to see happen.
I so badly, and I don't want him on like a long-term deal in Pittsburgh, but if Baker Mayfield could come be the quarterback of the Steelers and go into Cleveland and beat the Browns, I'm going to be just laughing for 4 straight quarters.
He would be unbearable, and I would probably throw up.
It would be the funniest thing ever to me. And I've loved the guy since since Oklahoma. Just he I don't know, something about him. He's got an edge that I don't think is fake. Maybe that's why I like him, because I think this is his genuine self. I don't think he's like trying to play a character. I think this is just actually him. I think there's something funny about him, and he's gotten more humble as time has gone on. And he's kind of
Did you hear what he just said?
What he just said? Oh, the audio we just played?
Yes.
Well, no, he drew a line in the sand. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of self-pride.
Yes.
So he's not selling out. All right, he's got his stance and he's staying true to his word.
I just think
for now,
when you're the 15th best quarterback in the league, maybe somewhere around there, you can't be acting like this.
I want Baker in Pittsburgh, and it's going to be hilarious until it's not, because he can't be losing games to Quinn Ewers like he did last season.
Oh man!
So we gotta fix that. But I'm stating it right now. If I can get him in Pittsburgh somehow next year, again, not a long-term deal, but sounds like fun.
Are you sure he'll be able to beat out Drew Aller and Will Howard if they sign him?
This organization is so stupid for drafting Drew Aller. All right, is there anything that baseball can do to regain its popularity? Why was it popular? Why is it not? And did they just fix it overnight? Some people say yes, but a lot of people say no. So we'll talk about that next. Keep it here on 97.1.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.
Save big on auto accessories at Menards. We have what you need to keep your vehicle looking like new. Give your car the care it needs with Max Powered Car Wash from Turtle Wax. The more you use, the stronger the cleaning power becomes, allowing you to effectively remove dirt, grime, and more. Save big on Turtle Wax products. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. You already know High Bank Distillery Co. has award-winning spirits, but now they're officially one of the most awarded brands in Central Ohio. At 614's 2026 Columbest Awards, High Bank took home honors for Best Cocktails, Best Gastropub, Best Happy Hour, Best Overall Bar, and more. And once you visit, it's easy to see why. The scratch-made food, handcrafted cocktails, whether it's date night, brunch, happy hour, or dinner with the family, High Bank has something for everyone. Visit highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Get Eco.
ECO.
I'm Aaron Gaynor for Eco Plumbers, Electricians, and HVAC Technicians.
And I'm Jerry.
At Eco, if you call us to repair your air conditioner and then decide to replace it a few years later, we'll give you back the money you paid us to repair it, up to $1,500.
Wait, we're giving money back now?
It's like a few extra years from your air conditioner. On us.
Get Eco.
ECO.
So, Aaron, I'm no businessman.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I invented the MP1 and the MP2, and you know how far those got me.
I know.
But how can we give people back the money they paid to repair their AC when they replace it with us later?
I put the money in a piggy bank.
A real piggy bank?
Get Eco.
ECO.
Okay, it's a bank.
That makes sense.
I mean, it is $1,500.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco Plumbers, Electricians, and HVAC Technicians. Visit geteco.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Isaiah Jacob. It was a tough night for both Ohio teams on the diamond. The Reds managed just one run and a 4-1 loss to the Pirates, and we'll try to even the series this afternoon. First pitch set for 1:40 with Chase Burns getting the ball for Cincinnati. You can hear pregame coverage beginning at 1:10 right here on The Fan. The Guardians couldn't hold off Arizona, dropping a wild 12-8 game at Progressive Field. Parker Messick turned in 4 strong innings before the Diamondbacks exploded for 7 runs in the 7th. Cleveland gets another shot at Arizona this afternoon with first pitch at 1:40. Around the MLB, the Dodgers continue to load up for another postseason run. LA is reportedly acquiring former Cy Young winner Tarek Skubal from the Tigers. Detroit received a package centered around top outfield prospect Zaire Hope. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
Well, you heard it right there from Isaiah. Tarek Skubal, who is the back-to-back reigning Cy Young champ in the American League, is headed to the Doyers. All right, so the thing with this, as everybody on the internet is saying that, well, here you go. Here is your no baseball in 2027 lockout the entire year because the CBA is not, because they got the CBA coming up. And so the entire world is like, well, see you in 2028 because there will be no baseball in 2027 because they are going to be arguing left and right about a salary cap because of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that's what everybody's saying, but you do kind of have to give the Dodgers credit for this. Like, yes, they have all the money in the world and they spend all the money in the world. But it's also a matter of they just traded minor leaguers.
But here's the thing with that. The Dodgers, according to some metrics, had the number 1 farm system of all of baseball.
Exactly.
So it's not like they're just spending money on free agents. They do both really well. And when you have such a good farm system, when someone like Skubal becomes available, you have the resources to trade for him.
Right. And so that's a big part of the reason why. Now, yeah. I can't tell you anything about these guys. I just looked them up in the commercial break. These 3 minor leaguers who are going to Detroit from this. And it's like 2 11th round picks and a 3rd round pick. So I have no idea.
Yeah, I know one that it's centered around, which I'm assuming is the 3rd round pick, is supposedly
Brady Smith.
Yes.
Sure. We'll hear about him in a few years.
Right.
He's currently in single A.
Yeah. But
so whatever.
Yeah. The thing with the Tigers, and I kind of talked about this in the last break, is like last year they barely made the playoffs after they choked away the division to the Guardians, and now this year they're not that great. It's like, okay, what are you going to do with a starting pitcher of that caliber? Like, if you're not ready to win in the next 2 or 3 years, you might as well trade them and see what you can get.
Well, Tarek Skubal's a free agent.
Yeah, with people that align more with your timeline. Like, you're not going to re-sign him because you stink, and he probably doesn't want to come back to your team because you stink.
Right. So here's the thing: Tarek Skubal getting traded to the Dodgers is a credit to the Dodgers for their minor league system.
Yes.
This isn't a money issue until Tarek Skubal signs with the Dodgers in free agency, right, which I guess is possible. And if that happens, then it's like, come on, man. And so, being the sports traditionalist that I am, I've never wanted a salary cap in baseball, even though it would help me because my freaking Pirates don't
they don't spend anything.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like if you cap everybody else, then there's going to be more talent trickling its way down, and they'll trickle down to us at some point.
You teased the popularity of baseball.
Yes. Because growing up, as we established, I'm born in 99.
Yeah.
And so baseball was a bigger deal. But I was thinking about this. When baseball was really popular, it wasn't because of wild card races or anything like that. It was about steroids and controversial figures.
Yeah,
but Barry Bonds,
90s, early 2000s.
Alex Rodriguez was a massive story nationally, anything that he did. And so I was thinking about it. I'm like, the popularity of baseball was largely controversy.
Yeah. I mean,
which will play anywhere.
Baseball is America's pastime, and it was the most popular sport in the country all the way up until this century. I'm sure somewhere around 2010, I would guess, is when football overtook baseball officially, maybe a little bit before that. but that's because I think there's a couple reasons to that. I mean, the World Series, the first World Series was played 60 years before the first Super Bowl. Like, they just had a head start on, like, the current formats of, like, baseball and football. I just think it took some time for football to take over. And when they started putting football on TV, it's like God made football for TV. Like, it's such a better viewing experience that I feel like that has a lot to do with its popularity over baseball. Games are more urgent because there's only 16 or 17 of them versus 162 of them.
I have no idea how the NFL wasn't always more popular than Major League Baseball. I just think think they needed time to catch up. People were just used to baseball. You just grew up liking baseball, and it just took a couple of generations to be like, oh, this football thing is a lot better. But also, I think that the Dodgers doing stuff like this helps baseball. I think you need a villain in sports. And I asked you this, I texted you this before the show. Has the Dodgers taken over for the Yankees as the most hated team in baseball? And I think the answer is yes. I think people hate the Dodgers. I think people want to see the Dodgers lose. And I've said this a bunch of times on these airwaves. I'm not for parity in sports. When you talk about the greatest times in each sport, you're not saying, no one's going to be like, remember that time in the NBA when 9 different teams won the championship in 9 different years or whatever the hell it is? Yeah. No. In baseball, you point to the Murderers Row Yankees and the Big Red Machine and the Yankees teams in the 90s. Like, dynasties are good for sports, in my opinion. I know there's people that disagree with that, but I think you need, whether you are a fan of the dynasty or you want to see the dynasty lose, like Michael Jordan in the 90s, Lakers in the 80s, Celtics in the 80s. Like, those types of teams are good for sports. I don't understand people that want parity. Well, here's why. Because casuals and diehards want different things. Diehards care more, but there will always, always, always be way more casual fans than diehard fans.
Yes.
And so diehard NBA fans who are living and dying with every single day of NBA basketball will love the parody of the fact that there have been 8 unique champions in the past 8 seasons, right? But for the casual fan who's just looking for any excuse to care, you do kind of need big brands, big names, marquee stuff. You need the Cavs and Warriors playing 4 straight NBA finals against one another.
Right.
And so that really, really helps. And that, like water cooler talk at the office and stuff like that. Like, how many guys, like diehard NBA fans probably enjoy the off the beaten path conversations about like LaMelo Ball going to the Timberwolves and, hey, what's this backcourt going to be like with LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards? How are they going to coexist? Blah, blah, blah. But like, I don't think people at the water cooler are just talking about the Timberwolves backcourt, even though those are 2 names that people know.
Right.
But you don't, like, LaMelo Ball was more famous as a high schooler than he somewhat is now in some circles.
I wouldn't argue that.
Depending on where you go.
Yeah.
And so it is like casuals and diehards want different things. And so this will play well for casual sports fans that Tarek Skubal is going to the Dodgers because it's going to muster up. If you want one metric to go up, just one, and it's not the be-all, end-all, but if you want to see how many retweets, likes, impressions the tweets get, well, Jeff Passan's tweet where he was breaking the news of Tarek Skubal to the Dodgers had like 14,000 retweets in like half an hour.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm sure most of the replies were outrage.
Yes. Lot of track. Yes. But my point is it's a lot of traction.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's going to be a story that even though everybody's complaining, it's a story that everybody hears about.
Yes. And are interested in.
Yes. And so when you go talk to somebody who's a very, very casual baseball fan, probably one of the first things that they're going to bring up is, hey, man, what's going on with the Dodgers, man? That's crazy. They're not going to be breaking down the Guardians lineup 1 through 9.
Yes, versus if he would have went to the Rays for some reason, people would have been like, that's a good story. And then they would have moved on with their life. But now since he's going to the Dodgers, it's like, how could Major League Baseball let this happen? And this is the beginning of the end. Like, they're not playing next year. Like, that discussion is just a lot better for the sport in general.
You know what? You transitioned me into this. I didn't know that this was going to be as smooth of a transition, but I saw something that took place in the sports talk space this week that we got to figure out, do we talk about this stuff because people care, or do people care because we talk about this stuff? Because one tone setter, I think, had one of the most ridiculous topics that they were beating to death this week, and we will talk about that next. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
Trust isn't built in a day. It's built over years of showing up, doing the right thing, and standing behind every promise. For 34 years, that's exactly what Newman Roofing has done for families across Central Ohio. We know inviting a contractor to your home is a big decision. That's why we believe every homeowner deserves honest, transparent communication and a team that's there to educate you, not pressure you. The goal is simple: deliver a white glove customer experience that leaves you just as confident in the process as you are in the finished product. That commitment has earned Newman Roofing the honor of being voted City Scene Magazine's Best Roofing Company 5 years in a row. This award represents something more important than just recognition. It represents the trust of our neighbors. So, if you're considering a new roof, siding, or gutters, choose the local company that's spent more than 3 decades putting families first. Newman Roofing. Call 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey there, Bo Bishop here. Tired of the same old routine? It's time to escape with an RV from RCD RV. Motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, they've got them all. Shop hundreds of RVs in stock today. 3 locations in Central Ohio to serve you, or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year. Guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks, N.A. member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
It's likely you've made peace with the congestion that greets you every morning. The snoring your partner stopped mentioning. It feels unfixable, but it isn't. For most, it's a nasal breathing problem that's treatable for good.
I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. Advent can deliver long-term results in about 20 minutes with simple in-office procedures. We diagnose and treat the root cause of nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, and allergies. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement, and most major insurance plans are accepted.
Wake up and smell the life you've been missing. The family picnic, the run by the lake, the fresh cut grass. Breathe deep, sleep through the night, and step into every day sharper and more present. It's time for a new beginning. It's the advent of your best life.
Day started with T-Bone and Tybus weekday mornings from 6 to 9 here on The Fan. You think that a radio lifer and a national title winner wouldn't have much in common, but you'd be wrong. They're both girthy, they both love football, and they both get racially profiled for completely different reasons. It's like driving to work with your friends, except these friends give away tickets to things and talk to all the important people in town. Your actual friends are probably a bunch of losers. Well, anyway, listen to T-Bone and Tybus live on the Fan app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
A message from Tia Mori, actress and Fair Celebrity Ambassador.
Game day isn't staged, it's lived. It's the shopping, the cooking, the laughter. For families managing food allergy, preparation means everything. It's knowing the signs, having a plan, and carrying epinephrine everywhere life takes you. Because readiness doesn't take away the risk, it brings back the joy. When you're ready to act, you're ready to live.
Visit foodallergy.org/ready to act to learn more.
Buckeye football fall camp is coming. Will Julian Sayin take his game to the next level? Will Matt Patricia's defense dominate again? Join us live for training camp fun starting Thursday, August 6th. Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly sunny skies today. Highs right around the low 80s. Come later this afternoon, though, you will see cloudier skies. Lows right around 66 degrees tonight. But for Monday morning, partly sunny, highs in the mid to low 80s. It's going to feel quite nice out there for your Monday, but we do have humidity on the increase starting today. I'm your 10 Weather Impact meteorologist, Lily Aldrich, with 97.1 The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, I got two really good topics, in my opinion, for 2-on-1. I need to come up with a third one.
Oh, this is still a work in progress.
Yeah. I came up with two last night that I really like. So we'll do that. We'll begin that game in the next segment. But, and then it's best 2 out of 3. I mean, maybe you guys will win, or maybe I'll win.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. So I try to make the game fair. So I try to make it as best as possible where you guys, if it can come down to game 3 where there's one more strike and one more thing that needs filled, then that's like the bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Like that's the best that I can do.
I feel like we've been getting you recently between me and Isaiah, me and Big Mo,
I know.
me and Nate.
That's why I need to crank up the heat.
I think you're on a little bit of a losing streak.
I know. I started off with being a really good judge of what's going to be a fair topic, and then I've just been too passive. I think I've been afraid to like build the game in a way where you guys like, this isn't even fun. Like he's just making this like he's just going to win. But so I think I've been overly compensating to be overly nice.
Yeah.
So I need to crank up the heat. So I'm going to crank up the heat a little bit.
Now you're going to do like name 10 players on the 1964 Packers.
No. I would not ask you anything that I think that I couldn't do well on myself.
That's fair.
I'm not saying I'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But something where I feel like I could hang. So I could not name you 10 players of the 1964 Packers. Just to make that clear. But so we were talking in the last segment about Tarek Skubal getting traded to the Dodgers late last night. And so the Dodgers pitching rotation is like stupidly good.
mean, it was already stupidly good.
Yeah, it was
even more so.
Like an embarrassment of riches. And then, oh, by the way, Edwin Diaz, who was one of the best closers in the game with the Mariners and then the Mets, and he's returning from injury. I don't really know what's coming from his cockfighting issue in Puerto Rico, where he didn't realize that was illegal and confessed to it. And then we haven't heard anything on that story in the past couple of months, but that was a bit of an issue a couple months ago where he's like, oh, yeah, we do that in Puerto Rico, not realizing that was illegal. So I don't know, but he's back from injury, so he's still pitching. But Shohei Ohtani, I believe you've heard of him.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, he's been kind of scratched from pitching lately. I think that they're going to save him for the playoffs, and they can, and now they really can with Tarek Skubal coming. And so we were talking about just like, is this good for baseball? Because baseball is not something that we regularly talk about on this radio station. So we would be one example. Baseball plays very well locally. So,
like to its region,
yes,
is what you're saying. Yes.
Like, for example, I know Detroit is a four-sport market.
Yeah. New York loves baseball.
Yes. New York loves baseball. Philadelphia loves baseball. Like, the Northeast loves baseball. So because of that, it's like baseball plays very well locally. It does not play very well nationally.
No, I agree.
And so with us kind of being sandwiched in between Reds country and Guardians country, I mean, I can tell you for a fact that, like, we are told talk football.
Yes.
And, like, talk about that school with that logo right next to us. Talk about the Buckeyes. That plays well. And so as much as this seems like it's damaging for the sport of baseball, it gives you something to talk about. And that kind of reminded me of a story that I saw that was one of the most ridiculous things. I couldn't even, I could believe this, sadly. So this past week, I saw this on Awful Announcing. I believe Stephen A. was on vacation for the majority of the week, if not all. Maybe he was there Monday. But on First Take this week, they debated the Cowboys Super Bowl chances every single day this week.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So that's if you missed it, if by chance you didn't catch First Take this week, you missed a lot of Cowboys Super Bowl talk. And so my reaction to that, and I've kind of had mixed feelings about this. This is a general question in the industry. Do we set the tone for sports talk throughout? I mean, I guess for us it'd be Columbus because
Right.
we're not a national show. But, like, do we set the tone for what people talk about, or do we talk about what other people are talking about? Because I saw this, and I'm like, besides Cowboys fans, who's sitting around the water cooler talking about, like, the Cowboys Super Bowl chances?
All right.
This is very low-hanging fruit.
I want to use an analogy that's somewhat similar. So I've been here at the Fan for like a year. Before that, I worked on music stations. And a lot of times people would ask me, the number one question people would ask me if they saw me in public is, why do radio stations play the same songs over and over again? And my answer to them was, because that's what you want to hear. And they couldn't believe that was my response. But if you start going and playing a variety of songs that maybe you personally would like it, but the masses aren't going to like it, then it doesn't play well for the station as a whole.
More casuals than diehards.
Most people are going to tune out. They want to hear the songs that they know. And I know there's people out there saying, oh, I love discovering new music, yada, yada, yada. You're going to have to do it on your own time because you're not going to hear it on the radio because most people, that's not what they want. And I think that's the strategy of First Take. Like, yeah, there's probably a pretty, like, 20 to 30, 40% of their audience that are like, oh, I'm tired of the Cowboys. I'm tired of the Yankees. I'm tired of LeBron. But most people, those are the hits, essentially, in this analogy. And that's what most people want to hear talking about. They don't want to hear how good the Rays are doing in the AL East because not even the people in Florida give a damn about the Rays.
True.
So that's the answer. Like, as much as there's a good amount of people that are like, yeah, I want to hear like more variety in my sports or my music or whatever. The reality is that the hits are the hits, the brands are the brands, and that's it. And that's why they do well, despite a lot of people complaining. Because like you said, there's a difference between casual fans and diehard fans. Diehard fans are complaining. They want more variety in their sports talk or whatever. But the casuals want to hear about the people and the teams that they know.
Right. But my question is, so I guess what you're saying, to summarize your argument, is that First Take would argue, the people want to hear about the Cowboys Super Bowl.
As much as social media says no, if you look at the numbers, and I bet you they see when people tune out, and it's when they decide to go off the beaten path.
Well, look, here in flyover country, I can't help but kind of push back against the I mean, look, I get it. There are more people in New York and Dallas than there are in Columbus, Ohio. But I'm just like, how in the world I don't understand a national sports talk. And it's going to be different once there are football games being played and we can talk about how we strategize content on this station. Once the NFL gets going, all NFL content is basically even. You can talk about basically anything in the NFL and it'll play. You don't have to just talk Cowboys, or we don't have to just talk. Obviously, Browns and Bengals will lead,
right?
Obviously, But after you get past Browns and Bengals, then you have the Steelers, and then everybody else is on even par.
Why do we talk about the Buckeyes here more than anything else?
Because we're in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. I mean, but that's it. It's like that's what the majority of the people are interested in. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that wish that some of our shows would sprinkle in more variety of topics, but
First Take's national, though.
Yeah, but okay. But if Ohio State has stunk for the past 60 years before being as great as it has been, I'm sure the topic of our shows would be a lot different.
Probably.
If Ohio State was perennially. Thank you.
Yes.
6 and 7, we would talk about them a lot less.
Well, I don't think we would. We just have a lot less listeners. I'm dead serious. So when I was in T-Bone's quota just got hit. When I was doing St. Louis radio for 2 years, that's when Mizzou was perennially 500. And then Mizzou had their 10-2 year where they played Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl and beat them. I can tell you, so I was there the year before that, and I was there for the 10-2 year. They went 6-6 the year before. There was a lot more Mizzou talk when they went 10-2. And so part of the reason was because all the fans reappeared. So if Ohio State was perennially 6-6, because of where we work, we'd still be talking about Ohio State, but we would not have nearly as many listeners as we have. So
that's fair.
I gotta thank Ohio State. we gotta say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for being as dominant as you are, because this radio station has a diehard listenership because of how good you guys are.
Yep.
In part.
Yeah.
Now,
sure.
I think Columbus is one of the best sports towns in America. Like, this city loves sports. And I remember old Man and Bone segments. They would do it all the time. They would do all kinds of segments about how, like, the top 10 markets for this sport or that sport, or like the U.S. Open in tennis, or just like obscure sporting events. Columbus is top 10 in like all of them.
Yeah.
Or any football game.
They're always watching sports on TV.
Yes.
But
and Ohio State sets the tone for that. So I got to give them credit. I will hold on to the fact that the SEC was a better conference for 20 years, but I got to give Ohio State credit. I'll be fair about that. All right, we are behind a little bit, so we're going to get a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back. I got 2 topics set. I need to come up with a third one for 2-on-1, but the 2 that I got so far are pretty good, so I'll worry about that in the 1 o'clock hour. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. Get a complimentary second opinion to see if your portfolio is properly designed to achieve your goals before it's too late. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
On this episode of Science Stuff, we're examining the fastest things on the planet, like the cheetah. It can reach a land speed of over probably having an off day happens to everybody, but here is the American race car. People love the thrill of the... Okay. Next up is the Falcon. Oh, all right. Oh, Great Caesar's ghost, what was that? Why, I think we've found the fastest... Let's watch in slow motion.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex...
It's Apex Pros, the pros who knows. They're the fastest thing on the planet. When you have a problem with your plumbing, furnace, air conditioner, or electrical system, Apex Pros gets to you faster than apparently everything. Leaves are blown from trees. Paint is stripped from buildings. Mothers clutch their children's hands. Because when you have something broken in your plumbing, HVAC, or electrical, you don't want to wait.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. ApexPros.com.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. Get free delivery during online deal days, plus $30 off your first online order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Summer doesn't start until you've had UDF peach ice cream, made with hand-picked peaches at our dairy right here in Ohio. So have a peach sundae, a peach shake, a peachy cobbler ice cream quake, and start your summer now, only at United Dairy Farmers.
During this 10-second promo, Rothman will lose money gambling on something.
People like you come here and blow the family nest egg that built this town.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Your go-to destination for Buckeye football talk all year round. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
I'm getting old, man. I'm injuring myself sleeping.
Oh, yeah. I think I slept on my neck a little funny last night, too, so I'm there with you.
Dude, you and I have been talking about this like in half of the commercial breaks on this show. my shoulders and triceps are like. Last week, I was out in Missouri. You know, the old, here we go.
Yeah.
I was in St. Louis visiting some old coworkers, old friends. I have aunts who live there. And so I stayed at my aunt's house in her guest bed. I woke up one morning and I've never woke up like we've all woken up and our necks like kind of off. I've never woken up in that much pain. I don't know how I slept, but it was like the entire right side of my body. Like I thought I was having a stroke. Half my body was just like dead. And I still haven't, it's been a week and I still haven't shaken it off. Like I got like shoulder issues and tricep issues. I don't know what I did, but I injured myself sleeping.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago because Tyler Danberg left a hot take on T-Bone and Tyvis saying that he likes sleeping with his socks on. And my argument was he's too young to know what he actually likes, how he actually likes to sleep. Like, he could probably sleep in any condition. I was like, he probably falls asleep in the car and his neck doesn't hurt. He wakes up just fine. But, like, you should see, and I just got hip to this a few months ago. Like, when I go to sleep, my girl, she needs the fan on. She needs her babbling brook water sounds. And needs to be dark. The door needs to be closed. Like, I feel like when you get older, there's more caveats to getting a good sleep. Versus when you're younger, you could just pass out wherever in whatever condition. But the older you get, the more you need.
I'd argue the opposite. And you as a dad, I feel like you should I feel like the dads are the guys who can just sleep whenever, wherever.
Well, there's just, the couch nap or whatever.
Yep.
But that's not high quality.
Some people can sleep like sitting up on a couch.
Yeah,
like not like laying horizontally, just like kind of tilting their head back a little bit.
I have for sure been passing out on the couch more in recent years that I've been a dad than before.
Joshua Perry told me, just close your eyes. That's it.
But when you're
it ain't that easy, JP.
When you're actually going to bed, the conditions need to be set.
Yeah.
But what size was this bed that you were sleeping on? Was it a proper bed for someone of your height?
Yes.
Because you're, 6'3", 6'4"? Like, she didn't have like a little twin bed in there?
No, it's not a twin bed.
Okay.
And still, I don't know. But anyway, I'm excited for this game. All right, you know the rules. 2-on-1. These two against me. Here's how we do it. Dylan's in this studio, which makes him team captain, although Isaiah can chime in as he pleases. And I think Isaiah is going to destroy this thing, so I'm going to set the bar extremely high.
Okay.
Great.
Extremely high. Well, you and I have similar brains, as I figured out, and I think I could handle this decently well, and so I'm expecting him to handle it decently well.
Okay.
So, best 2 out of 3. First topic. From 2010 to 2019, Heisman finalists who did not win the Heisman. 2010 to 2019, Heisman finalists who did not win the Heisman. Now, maybe they won the Heisman another year, but guys who went to New York 2010 to 2019 and went home empty-handed.
And how many of these do you need?
There are 27 total. There were a couple repeats, but I'm only counting those guys once, obviously. So there are 27 names who qualify. I'm making you guys hit 2/3. I'm asking for 18 of the 27.
All right.
Wow.
Let me...
Yep. See, this is what happens when I get smoked 2-0 in multiple weeks in a row.
All right.
It's time to crank it up a little bit.
Do you want to try to go, most recent and go backwards? Do you think
that's probably the best way?
I just saw you go to your keyboard, by the way. I don't like that.
Okay. You want me to do it? I'm just trying to write them down.
Oh, okay. So
yes. I have a draft in our show sheet email.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
So right now I'm typing out.
I didn't know if you were just looking up the answers.
Julian saying.
I said 2010 to 2019.
Okay. I got to listen to the exercise.
So that's the Buckeye year.
Okay.
You're getting Chase Young.
Yes, Chase Young.
Justin Fields.
I wouldn't know who else it is, but let's
Joe Burrow won that year. The other one is Jalen Hurts.
Are you confident in all 3 of those?
I'm pretty confident in that year.
Lock all 3 of them in.
All right, so we're 3 for 3 so far. And again, you had 3 strikes.
Okay.
We need to hit these really recent ones because as we get farther back, it's going to get really hard.
Yes.
So you're 3 out of 18.
This might be just too far back for my brain as well.
Let's think about it this way. Jalen Hurts, Oklahoma went on a run.
Yes.
So it was Jalen Hurts. The year before that was Kyler. The year before that was Baker. All right in a row.
Yeah.
And Baker and Kyler both won. So we just need to get the other ones of those years. If we can do 2018, 2018, if it was Kyler, that was Dwayne Haskins because the Buckeyes went on a run there.
I want to say Dwayne did go to New York one.
He did. 'Cause he was I remember his tux. I think he was wearing a red tux maybe. It was sharp. And then the other one that year was Tua, I believe.
Yes, I remember thinking Tua should have won it over Kyler, so let's lock in Tua. Let's lock in Dwayne Haskins.
5 for 5.
Okay.
You've also cleared those years.
Nice.
Beautiful.
So you're perfect.
The year before that, Baker won, and I know that Baker won over Lamar.
Lamar Jackson, lock him in.
Lamar Jackson's correct.
Yes.
6 for 6.
The year before that, Lamar won. Who did Lamar beat out? Baker, probably.
You think Baker was a finalist 2 years in a row?
Baker was pretty good. He beat the Buckeyes that year, so I imagine that was a pretty solid year for him.
I'm a little shaky on that one, but I'm going to trust Isaiah and say Baker Mayfield. Lock it in.
6 for 6.
Give me that year as well. I think Deshaun Watson as well.
Deshaun
was in
Watson
that
for
year.
sure. Lock him in.
Deshaun Watson was a finalist and lost back-to-back years.
Does that count as 2?
No.
So who was on those Alabama teams that Clemson was playing? Are we forgetting?
That's a good question. Who was the quarterbacks?
Mac Jones, lock him in.
No, it's too recent. It's too recent.
I heard
right.
lock him in. That's strike one. Mac Jones was 2020.
That's close though.
I said 2010 to 2019.
I know
pre-COVID.
Back then they were running back heavy. It was Derrick Henry.
Was he a finalist?
He won.
I know he won.
But was he a finalist the year before? I don't know.
Who was the quarterback before Mac Jones?
Before Mac Jones? Tua?
Was it? Yeah. Because I'm trying to Tua, Mac Jones, Bryce Young. That's the order, right? So Bryce Young would be, even though he won and he would be, that's too recent.
Too recent, yeah.
Yes.
We've cleared a couple of years. We got to go farther back to like 2015.
How about,
Let's think. We got to start thinking running backs.
Yes.
In those early days, I know one that for sure was Melvin Gordon. I know he was somewhere.
Yes, yeah, because it would have been like 2014, 2015-ish. I like Melvin Gordon. Lock him in.
Melvin Gordon's correct.
What about Zeke? Was Zeke ever a finalist?
I don't think he was.
Yeah, which is crazy to say. He must have just popped off more in the postseason, and that's why.
CMC?
Yeah, I was thinking CMC and Leonard Fournette.
Ooh, I like both those answers. Let's do it.
Can we lock those both in?
Christian McCaffrey, yes. Leonard Fournette, no.
Oh, my goodness.
You are now at 2 strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You are at 10 of 18.
Man, okay.
We got to get 8 more. Holy moly, I don't know if we can do this.
What about wide receivers? I know.
Amari Cooper.
Do we want, yeah.
He was. I feel like he was great though.
Yes,
but I don't know if that's too much of a stretch.
I feel like there's some quarterbacks we should be thinking of. What are the years again? Remind us.
2010 through 2019.
2010 was Cam Newton.
Oh,
he won though. Who did he beat out?
I think CMC. Did he? No,
he's too old. He beat out Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck, lock him in.
Andrew Luck was a 2-timer as well.
Yes.
Give me, I know one in 2011 because the Browns drafted him. Give me Trent Richardson was a finalist.
Yeah, Trent Richardson, lock him in.
Trent Richardson's correct.
What year I know Mark Ingram won a Heisman.
He was older because he was, I think
he's too old.
He was the cover of NCAA in 09, I think, or 08 or something. What about our guy, when Manziel won, he beat the guy that was at Notre Dame, the linebacker. What's his name? Te'o? Monty Te'o?
Was he? What year was that, though?
I don't know. It feels like forever ago, but also, I don't know. Cole would know. He's a Notre Dame fan. What year did they lose the national championship game?
For some reason,
You'll never get it out of me.
I want to say that was around there. I want to say it was like 09 or 2010, 2011. No. Manti Te'o is one because it was 2012 because it was the year Ohio State was on a bowl ban.
Yes, you're right.
Manti Te'o. Lock him in.
Locked in. He's correct.
Oh, God. What a good pull. Okay, how many do we have?
I'm counting 6, 10, 13. You need 5 more, and you have 1 strike.
Oh, man.
Who was the Bama quarterback that played for the Bengals? A.J. McCarron.
Yes, that's a great answer.
I don't know if he's good enough to be a Heisman finalist, though.
But he was, those teams, he was good, though. He was a good quarterback. Was he good enough to be a Heisman quarterback those years? Or were they just stacking running backs in there?
Do you want to do it?
I like it.
A.J. McCarron, lock him in.
14. He finished second.
Okay.
Who else do we have?
I feel like Jameis won it, and then the next year he didn't win it the first year of the playoff. I want to say Jameis Winston was a finalist twice and won it. Jameis Winston. Can we lock him in?
3 strikes, and I'm on the board.
Oh,
Jameis Winston went to New York 1 time, and he won it.
So that following year, the first team of the first year of the college football playoff, when who would have won it? Marcus Mariota. He wasn't a finalist. He wasn't there.
They did make the playoff, but he wasn't as good that year.
He stunk compared to his Heisman year. I thought he was just going to get in just because he was the reigning trophy holder.
We're late, so we're going to hit a break, but I'll bring up a bunch of names that you guys are going to be livid that you missed.
I bet.
And then we'll play round 2. Keep it here, 97.1 The Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
What does it mean to live here, serve here in the Ohio Army National Guard?
It means I can attend college full-time and not have to take out student loans to pay for my tuition.
It means I can work my civilian job during the week and support my state and nation in times of need.
You too can live here, serve here as a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with full-time benefits at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Too many families face a widening gap between what they can afford and what they need to thrive. More than half of families in the U.S. today are one paycheck away from financial crisis. At Good 360, we deliver hope when families need it most, providing essentials like clothing, hygiene items, and household goods. Put help within reach. Learn more at good360.org.
Get Eco.
ECO.
I'm Aaron Gaynor for Eco Plumbers, Electricians, and HVAC Technicians.
And I'm Jerry.
At Eco, if you call us to repair your air conditioner and then decide to replace it a few years later, we'll give you back the money you paid us to repair it, up to $1,500.
Wait, we're giving money back now?
It's like a few extra years from your air conditioner. On us.
Get Eco.
ECO.
So, Aaron, I'm no businessman.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I invented the MP1 and the MP2, and you know how far those got me.
I know.
But how can we give people back the money they paid to repair their AC when they replace it with us later?
I put the money in a piggy bank.
A real piggy bank?
Get Eco.
ECO.
Okay, it's a bank.
That makes sense.
I mean, it is $1,500.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco Plumbers, Electricians, and HVAC Technicians. Visit geteco.com.
How do you know your home? At Habitat for Humanity, we believe it's when you find peace, stability, and safety. But 1 in 3 people on Earth woke up today without a good home. Not because of chance, but because of high costs and other very real barriers. A housing crisis this big needs all of us. So let's open the door to opportunity and build a tomorrow where home is possible for everyone. Visit Habitat.org to learn more. Again, that's Habitat.org. Habitat for Humanity. Let's open the door.
Common Man and Timmy here for our friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Mikey, there's so much fun this month. It's just fantastic.
We've got Sun-Kissed Summer Saturday drawings where you can win up to $500 in pen cash, plus all-you-can-eat crab legs still going on.
You mean the Canadian snow crab legs, corn on the cob, and Hawaiian rolls every Tuesday?
Of course. Plus the last Saturday in the month, play the Queen's Gamble for a chance to win up to $5,000 in pen cash.
$5,000? Must be 21 to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Rose.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
We're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
We're the heavyweight champions of the world when it comes to knocking out the pests you don't want in your backyard this year.
We float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Most bees aren't aggressive at all, so don't tarnish their title.
You're right. Yellow jackets, hornets, and paper wasps are the ones who really need a 1-2 punch.
Exactly. Give a KO punch to the pest.
Call Rose Pest Solutions today.
800-966-ROSE.
Everything you need to know about the Buckeyes is on, wait for it, The Buckeye Show, led by the Beamer.
I'm not going to lie to you. Getting ready now for Jeremiah Smith, you're already too late.
And featuring Austin Ward.
The reason that the weather was perfect for Texas at Ohio State is because it was played in the San Diego of the Midwest.
It's the Buckeye Show, weeknights at 6. And tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan, your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal!
Here's to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com.
Price guarantee on talk, text, and 5G data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
Think you know Buckeye football? These two say, hold my beer. The Beat with Austin and Berm.
Sponsored by the Waterworks.
Daily on the Fan's YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
It's sports conversation, but with a drink and umbrella as a garnish. This is Fan Sports Sunday.
I got sick and tired of losing.
That was tough.
So I cranked up the heat. I said, name me... Of the 27 Heisman finalists who did not win. Maybe they won another year, but they went to New York and had a year where they did not win the Heisman Trophy. Name me 18. I made you cross off 2/3 of them. You guys got me to 14. That's really, really good. But I had the bar super high because I got tired of losing. So here's some of the Heisman finalists that you guys forgot about who went to New York and lost a Heisman Trophy. LaMichael James, Kellen Moore, Monty Ball, Tyrann Mathieu, Colin Klein, who I believe is the OC at Texas A&M now. You guys did poorly on 2013. You only got A.J. McCarron. You did not get Jordan Lynch, Andre Williams, Johnny Manziel, or Trey Mason.
Johnny Manziel's the only one that I'm kicking myself about.
You mentioned him, but did not lock in Amari Cooper.
Oh, man.
Damn.
He finished third behind Marcus Mariota and Melvin Gordon. I can actually play music behind this, so let's do that.
The wide receiver kind of, I don't know. That made it tougher.
I can name one other wide receiver you missed. Baker Mayfield and D.D. Westbrook went the same year.
I would have never remembered that.
You know who you also missed? Jabril Peppers.
Yeah. Isaiah mentioned some of these
linebacker.
defensive players in the break. One big one I know we missed was Caleb Williams.
No, that would have been post-COVID.
Oh, yeah. Man, I keep forgetting that you're saying 2019.
And then Stanford had a running back named Bryce Love who got second place in 2017. All right. I'm gonna lower the bar for you guys.
All right.
I really like my Game 3 topic. And so I'm going to, not that it's impossible to get, but I just enjoy it. So I'll lower the bar for you guys a little bit. I need you guys to name me 6 players who have ever thrown a pass for the New York Jets.
That's it? 6 players that have ever thrown a pass for the Jets.
Yes, and we'll see. Well, I'm lowering the bar.
Well, the good thing is we don't have very much time before this segment ends, so we should be able to get this quickly.
Yes. I want to do a throwback.
By the way, we have one more segment after this, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I was about to say.
All right.
Fire away.
Old ones. Chad Pennington.
Great one.
Lock him in.
Chad Pennington is a yes.
Joe Namath. Lock him in.
Joe Namath has thrown a pass for the New York Jets.
Sam Darnold. Lock him in.
Sam Darnold has thrown a pass for the New York Jets. 3 for 3. I should have made this like 8.
Yes. For the Buckeye fans out there, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields has thrown a pass for the New York Jets.
Who else do we got? Mark Sanchez. Let's lock him in.
You don't even need Isaiah at all for this thing, do you? One more.
Geno Smith. Lock him in.
Hey, look at that. You guys win. All right. So we'll save game 3. I don't know why I made that 6. I felt like after I was being a little bit unreasonable in the first game, I felt like that I should have lowered the bar for that. But anyway, so I'll fade out the music. I wanted to play this audio too. So we were talking. I got 2 things actually in the world of baseball that I thought was funny this past week. So one of them, so the trade deadline I believe is tomorrow in Major League Baseball. So you know how like most teams just kind of like scratch their starters when they're about to get traded,
right?
But they kind of like they'll like to make up a reason like, oh, he had a finger blister or something like that. It's just they'll come up with something that's a little bit off. I give credit to the Los Angeles Angels here because their baseball operations consultant, so their interim GM after they fired whoever is their actual GM, John Mozeliak put out a statement on why they scratched pitcher Jose Soriano. This would have been, I believe, yesterday, the day before. This would have been yesterday. Today, 3, 2, 1. Reading is hard. Today, Jose Soriano will not make his scheduled start. With the trade deadline on Monday and the uncertainty of the next 48 hours, we decided to take a prudent approach and see where these next few days lead us.
Hey, thanks for the honesty.
I appreciate your honesty, John. That's pretty good. Hey, we have the trade deadline coming up. We're probably looking to keep him healthy so he doesn't go out there and injure himself and just destroy all of his value. So we're probably looking to trade him. So credit to the Angels for actually giving us like a real statement on that when they did not have to and nobody actually does. Yeah. But I enjoyed that.
Now give us a real statement on why you haven't traded Mike Trout in the past 10 years.
Well, you see, he's been with the St. Louis Cardinals since like 2007. So he just got there like a month ago. So he that's not his responsibility.
Right.
But I enjoyed this too. So this would have been, I guess it's the 40-year anniversary of the 1986 Mets winning the World Series.
The Miracle Mets.
Yeah. So that would have been Bill Buckner, right?
Yes, that is the Bill Buckner year.
Through the wickets. And so their third baseman that year in 86 was a fella by the name of Ray Knight, who had a pretty good year that year. He was 14th in the MVP voting in 86 in the National League. But so it's the 40-year anniversary, so the Mets are welcoming back all the old players. And so Ray Knight's there. He's up in the booth. And when they bring back the old players, they find a way to incorporate them into the broadcast. They'll send the field reporter to go ask them probably a bunch of easy questions. And so Ray Knight, third baseman for the 1986 Mets. He's an old man now. He is 73 years old, and 73-year-olds just don't care, even if they're on TV.
What is it like when, after all this time, I know you guys haven't really been together since probably the 30th reunion. What's it like to get back together with that group again?
Awesome. I love those guys. They love me. We love each other. And, it goes from top to bottom, from your best player to the worst player, although there weren't any worse players on that team. And it's just, we hug. And, I had 4 or 5 guys that give me a kiss on the cheek. I kissed a couple guys on the cheek. People think what they want to think. I don't give a but I do know one thing. I like going to war with those men.
Yeah. Those
just keeping it real.
I bet you that back in the 80s, that team was a good team to party with. Between old Darryl Strawberry and
was Lenny Dykstra in the 80s?
Yeah, he was on that team.
Yeah. And
so was Keith Hernandez, who always gives us great sound bites.
He is amazing.
Yes.
And
but I mean, I was more referring with Dwight Gooden and Darryl Strawberry with the the drugs and the booze.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they were getting down.
Yeah. I'm sure that was a really fun team to be on.
I think it was Gooden who missed the World Series parade.
Yeah.
Because he was on a bender.
That's correct.
Because he had already started his celebration.
Yeah.
Maybe I watched the Doc and Daryl 30 for 30, so I may be mistelling the story. Maybe it was Daryl. I think it was Doc Gooden. But one of them did miss the World Series parade because they had already started partying pretty hard the night before, and they were possibly passed out by the time that the parade actually got going.
Yeah.
So
that was that team. The most interesting stat about that team, they won their division by 21 and a half games that year.
And a half?
21 and a half games.
Maybe there was like a rain out.
Yeah, maybe there was a rain out. And because, they were winning by 20 games, they didn't feel the need to make it up.
No.
That's probably what happened.
All right. Well, they just so you know, when the 86 Mets get together, they still have very warm feelings for one another.
Let them live.
All right. I like this. Game 3 is coming up next. We got one segment. You've been sticking with us for 2 hours. Stick with us for one more segment. All right. We'll find out who's going to win. And I'm hoping that it's going to be me. Keep it here. 97.1 The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here in The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special both for you and your partner. At Tri-State Men's Health, we are the leader in treating ED in the area. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Saving money on your next lighting project at Menards. Find your style with Patriot Lighting. Menards has a variety of styles and finishes to complement your decor, match your unique style, and add a comfortable and inviting atmosphere to any space. Shop our great in-stock and online selection of Patriot Lighting and check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards. At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down. Plus tax, title, first month's payment. 7,500 miles per year. Ends 8-3.
When it's time to replace your roof, siding, or gutters, trust matters. That's why homeowners across Central Ohio have voted Newman Roofing City Scene Magazine's best roofing company 5 years in a row. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Isaiah Jacob. The Reds are getting ready to square back up with the Pirates. First pitch is set for 1:40. With Chase Burns getting the ball for Cincinnati, you can hear pregame coverage beginning in 10 minutes right here on The Fan. Cleveland gets another shot at Arizona this afternoon with first pitch also at 1:40. Gavin Williams on the mound for Cleveland. Gardo's now 3 games back of the lead in the AL Central, tied up with the Twins. Around Major League Baseball, the Dodgers continue to load up for another postseason run. LA is reportedly acquiring former Cy Young winner Tariq Skubal from the Tigers. Detroit receives a package centered around top outfield prospect Zahir Hope, while the Dodgers add one of the baseball's premier left-handed starters as they chase a third straight World Series appearance. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Are you still in your pajamas? We are. You're listening to Fan Sports Sunday.
All right, 8 down, 1 to go. We appreciate you, Colbart Teamus, Dylan Gonzalez, and Isaiah Jacob. We got to finish some business here. All right, so we're doing 2-on-1. I won game 1. It was incredibly hard. You guys won game 2. It was incredibly easy.
Yes.
All right. Have some integrity here. Don't be looking at maps. There are 9 states that border Ohio. I'm going to ask for 7 of them.
Gosh.
I feel like that's fair.
All right.
So I'm asking for states that border Ohio. So first of all, you got to know which states border Ohio.
Right. Let's get that out of the way. So we got Michigan, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia.
Yes. Should we start on I think the West is probably the easiest.
That's not what I'm asking for.
Yeah. He's asking for the states that border those states that we just mentioned.
I know that Illinois touches Indiana.
Yeah, lock it in.
Illinois does border on Indiana.
So does Kentucky. Does that count?
Yeah. That's
no, because Kentucky borders Ohio.
Okay, got it.
Tennessee touches Kentucky.
It sure does.
So lock in Tennessee.
Tennessee is technically one state away, or however you want to phrase it. States that border states.
Yes.
Tennessee is correct.
Yes. So
how about
West Virginia and Virginia touch?
Yes, they do.
Virginia. Lock them in.
Virginia is 2 states away. That's the way to phrase it.
Yes.
2 states away. That's how we're phrasing it.
Missouri touches Kentucky.
Does it?
Yeah, they touch. That's where St. Louis is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then they have to touch.
Does it?
Feels like they do.
I'm questioning that one.
I lived in West Kentucky.
All right.
I feel like they have to touch.
I'm
hoping they do.
I'm just going to roll with them on this one and say Missouri. Lock it in.
And that's what you get when he lived in West Kentucky.
Okay, here's what I think is a tricky one.
Yes.
The
4 for 4.
The UP part of Michigan technically touches Wisconsin.
Oh, it does.
So Wisconsin.
The Upper Peninsula.
Lock it in.
That's correct. Wisconsin is 2 states away.
How many we got?
We've been avoiding Pennsylvania.
You are 5 for 5. I've asked for 7 out of 9.
Okay.
And I'm wishing I upped it a little bit.
So we've been avoiding Pennsylvania. So let's go with New Jersey. Lock it in.
New Jersey is 2 states away.
Okay.
New York?
Does New York touch Pennsylvania somewhere? I want to say in upstate, maybe it does. Maybe there's a way to get to Pennsylvania from New York without touching New Jersey. Let's go with New York. Lock it in.
New York is actually the closest state that's 2 states away. There is a way to get to New York from Ohio, and it's less than an hour.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. So, like from the furthest northeast point of Ohio to New York, 1 hour.
Yes.
Crazy.
55 minutes.
All right. How many do we have now?
You guys cleared it.
Okay.
So go for it. Go for broke, man. You got 2 more.
2 more. Okay.
You guys beat me, but let's play for fun.
Because I would have guessed New York or Missouri. So
New York has a gigantic border with Pennsylvania, actually. There are 2 more states that are technically 2 states away.
Now, this has me questioning if we go back. I don't know if we go back to Pennsylvania and is it touching something else over there? The only other state that I can think of that maybe could touch something would be Kentucky, Southwest Kentucky. Does Tennessee extend all the way, or is there a state that Kentucky is bordering? Does Tennessee end before Kentucky? I don't know.
I get what you're saying, and I'm not sure. What about does Delaware and Pennsylvania touch?
Delaware.
Or is that too
Such
far
a little
east?
state. I feel like they might touch.
Delaware. Lock it in.
I'm floored. That's 8. And you just got far and away the hardest one.
Far and away the toughest.
Gosh.
So New Jersey.
We said Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Is next to what?
New York and Pennsylvania for sure.
Is it touching something else? There's something else up there in the Northeast?
I'm not sure about that one.
Me either. I couldn't even really tell you what Delaware looks like right now.
It's on the beach. We got a beach called Bethany Beach over there.
Yeah. We said Virginia. Gosh. I was gonna say, what all does West Virginia border besides like Ohio, Kentucky, and Virginia?
I feel like that's it.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty small.
We're tapped out, I think, and we only have a minute left in the show.
Less than 60 seconds.
Does Kentucky touch Kansas?
Go back to the East Coast.
East Coast. Does Pennsylvania touch something else? The biggest state.
There is something that is sandwiched between Delaware, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Virginia. What could it be?
North Carolina?
That was my only guess, but I think it's too far south.
I think it
but
is
for the
too.
sake of this exercise, let's say North Carolina.
No. This state has a school in the Big Ten.
Maryland?
Bam!
Man.
Oh, man.
Maryland is not that far from Ohio.
Yeah, we should have gotten that one.
All right. So I guess I should have made the Jets one harder because you guys cleared that one as well. So I guess I'm losing again, but that's okay. No program next week, and then I'm off the week after that, but I will see you all in 3 weeks. Keep it here on The Fan.
Big Voice Guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds.